This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my hope, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. My country's skies are bluer than the ocean, and sunlight beams on clover leaf and pine. But other lands have sunlight too, and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine. Oh, hear my song, thou God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine. This is my prayer, O Lord of all earth's kingdoms. Thy kingdom come, on earth thy will be done. Let Christ be lifted up till all shall serve him, and hearts united learn to live as one. Oh, hear my prayer, thou God of all the nations. Myself I give thee, let thy will be done.
We are all called to experience grace and share the gift of life in Jesus.
We gather to sing ourselves to God.
We remember the faith that lived in those who loved us.
We know the Lord's song includes verses of grace we've yet to learn.
In every scene of trauma, tragedy, and menace, we discover love already at work.
And we join a chorus where brokenness and captivity become healing and freedom.
So as we open the word to the Old Testament, as the Old Testament reading for today from Lamentations, I'm using Keith's devotional Bible. It's the men's devotional Bible from the New International Version. And right next to the passage we're about to read is this little 2-paragraph devotion. And it's called Renew, which is the theme denomination-wide for Laity Sunday. Grief is lessened when we have an eternal center for our lives. The good news of the Bible is simply this: men and women may have a relationship with the eternal God through faith in Jesus Christ. Putting it another way, Jesus Christ himself may become the hub of our entire life. A well-loved king of Israel wrote, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with me." And that's Psalm 23, verse 4. In that relationship with God, experienced by thousands of men and women like ourselves, can be found a hub that no experience in life can destroy. So we read from Lamentations 3, verses 19 through 26. I remember my affliction and my wandering, the bitterness and the gall. I well remember them, and my soul is downcast with me. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for him. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord.
There is
So now as we move to our New Testament reading, it's from 2 Timothy, and again from the devotional Bible, little explanation of that the author gives here. This second letter to Timothy is written by Paul shortly before Paul dies. Times are difficult, both morally and spiritually. And Paul wants to encourage Timothy to persevere in his Christian faith and life. So it has a little note here that as you read the chapter of Timothy, as you read 2 Timothy, be sure to find your daily strength in Jesus Christ and in God's inspired word. So 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 3 through 7, encouragement to be faithful is the subtitle in the Bible. I thank God, whom I serve as my ancestors did, with a clear conscience, as night and day I constantly remember you in my prayers. Recalling your tears, I long to see you, so that I may be filled with joy. I am reminded of your sincere faith, which first lived in your grandmother Lois and in your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded now lives in you also. For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. So if you'll join me in a responsive prayer. We remember those who loved us into faith, who embodied God's invitation to experience and share life abundant. With the psalmist, we know that it is hard to sing the Lord's song in a strange land. But even when we forget, the words to your song come back to us. Love has always been at work in our lives. Love will find us again.
God, hear our song.
With all people who join the chorus of faithful life in Jesus.
God, sing your song through us.
For those whose memories are filled with more pain than grace.
God, rekindle memories of your nearness to the broken.
With melodies of love and stories of redemption.
God, help us share the gift of grace for the sake of life.
O God, help us add the verses of grace found in every life to your covenant song and promise to make all things new. Amen.
Amen.